Good morning, good morning, good morning, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in this morning on The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay. It is so good to be here with you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys. Happy Sunday. And today on The Breakfast Show with Marisha LaShay, this is season 3. If you have not been able to tune in on previous seasons before, like season 1 and season 2, in the current season, you can definitely find these episodes on YouTube at One Man Army Network, exclamation mark. That's what you will type in on YouTube in the search bar. And if that doesn't work out for you, you can always type Marisha, Marisha, then LaShay, LA, capital SHAY, capital S, leave the H lowercase. So then at that point, then you'll be able to pull up everything that you will need to find once you type in Marisha LaShay. So you guys, let's begin to celebrate for season 3. Yes. It is definitely an honor being able to complete season 3 because I made it through season 1, made it through season 2, made it through season 3. So I don't take this opportunity lightly. So that's why I give honor to God, who is the head of my life, for making this possible for me. Also giving a shout out to my parents and my son, my constant supporters from season 1, season 2, season 3. Thank you. You know, I always take this opportunity to reflect on everything that God has done for me, to allow me to come around for the third time, to allow me to evolve as a content creator, and all the work that went into making this show what it is. This season, I challenged myself to talk about those things that I never have talked about before on the show, such as self-esteem, autism, black boys, graduation, and more. I have already talked about some of these things in previous episodes, and some of these things that I have not talked about, it is coming up in upcoming episodes. So what I would like for you guys to do this morning with me is to sit back, relax, and lend me your ear. I am Marisha LaShay. I was about to give you guys my whole government. And I'm your host doing the most. And I am a native of Chicago, and I'm checking in from Atlanta, Georgia. It is definitely exciting. So, I know that you guys are probably wondering, what is the Breakfast Show Marisha LaShay? This platform was designed, did you hear me? Designed for being able to share a question or a statement worldwide with an audience, to gain multiple perspectives on the question or statement, and to gain open dialogue and different opinions about these particular questions or statements. So today is day 27 on the Breakfast Show Marisha LaShay, and this show will be in effect for the next 3 days. 3 days. So, with that being said, I hope that you guys will join this journey with me. And I thank you if you're already on the journey with me. Let's just continue to gain more viewers and followers. So, for those that do not know, for the next part of the show, this will be the quick check-in. With the quick check-in, this allows you to check in on your mental health, how you're feeling on a day-to-day basis, and what you are feeling like, which is measured on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the worst day of your life. Can I be below that 1? Yes, you can definitely be below a 1. Can I be at a 10, which is the best day of my life? Of course. Can I be above that 10? Absolutely. Nobody can tell you how to feel when it comes down to your emotions and your mood for that particular day. So with that being said, you guys, on this Sunday morning, I am definitely feeling like a 10. I'm reserved. Definitely got some rest. But I'm just very, very grateful for everything that is going on in my life, and for God being the head of my life. So that's why I am the 10 that I am. Please feel free to drop those numbers, drop those comments. Let me know how you are feeling and why you are feeling the way that you're feeling, if you feel led. And also, when I drop the content, which is known as the question is, definitely feel free to jump in and add your 2 cents, because what you are saying is definitely important. And I would love to hear from you guys. So with that being said, let me go ahead and jump right on in with the question is for today. For today. All right. So our question is, it's all about the G. What does it mean in regards to the gender roles in society? It's all about the G. What does it mean in regards to the gender roles in society? All right, let's get started. All right. So what are the gender roles that we know in society and how we are characterized? So, generally speaking, of course, I have recent articles that give you a quick scope of gender roles in society. So, let me hop right on in on this opportunity to share with you guys. Gender roles are cultural and personal. They determine how males and females should think, speak, dress, or interact with the context of society. Learning plays a role in this process of shaping gender roles. These gender schemas are deeply embedded cognitive frameworks regarding what defines masculine and feminine, while various socializing agents, which are parents, teachers, peers, movies, television, music, books, and religion, teach and reinforce gender roles. Okay, throughout the lifespan, parents probably exert the greatest influence, especially on their very young offspring. Okay, so with that being said, sociologists know that adults perceive and treat female and male infants differently. Parents often do this in response to having been recipients of gender expectations as young children. Okay, traditionally, fathers teach boys how to fix and build things. Mothers teach girls how to cook, sew, and keep house. Children then receive parental approval when they conform to those gender expectations and adopt culturally accepted and conventional roles. All of this reinforced by additional socializing agents such as the media. And in other words, learning gender roles always occurs with a social context. The values of the parents in society being passed along to the children of successive generations. Gender roles adopted during childhood normally continue into adulthood. At home, people have certain pre-assumptions about decision making, child rearing practices, financial responsibilities, and so forth. At work, people have pre-assumptions about power, the division of labor, and organizational structures. None of this is meant to imply that gender roles in of themselves and are good or bad. They merely exist. Gender roles are realities in almost everyone's life. Okay? So they just kind of give you the gist as to what these gender roles are all about. Now I would like to go into the next phase of my next article for boys and girls and accepting their gender. All right, according to Dr. Alan Green on gender identity issues, he has a question that a parent asks. My little boy likes playing with dolls. Is he okay? All right, is he okay? My little boy likes playing with dolls. In fact, he wants a Barbie for his birthday. My husband is very upset about this. Is my son okay? What should we do? All right, so it's very easy to tell a boy baby from a girl baby if he's naked or if she's dressed in pink. But if you catch a baby wearing nothing but a diaper, you'll find that although the proud parents know the gender is obvious, boys and girls look alike and act similarly enough to fool even pediatricians. Whether we're conscious of it or not, we parents feel strongly about the gender of our babies. If someone calls her a him, we get just a little defensive. We dress her in a way to remove doubt. We pierce her ears or put bows in her hair. Even though we might want to avoid stereotyped gender roles, we want the world and our daughter to know what she is in regards to her being a she. Part of defining the change from being a baby to becoming a toddler is the dawning gender identity. Much of what little children learn, they learn by imitation. Kids copy our awareness of their genders. By 18 months, most children know their sex. They don't look like babies any longer. They look and act and speak like little boys or little girls. Between the ages of 18 to 30 months, most children learn that genders persist, that boys become men and that girls become women. The desire to imitate the same-sex parents become quite strong. But this imitation is by no means limited to the same-sex parent. Almost the healthy toddlers will copy and enjoy behaviors of the other gender. This kind of play is expected and desirable. Often toddlers will imitate many activities of the opposite sex. In one study, 22.8% of boys and 38.6% of girls enjoy 10 or more gender atypical behaviors. Okay? Most children, the best way to handle this is not to draw a lot of attention to it one way or the other. Certainly don't punish them. Be careful not to belittle or criticize them for what they like. By school age, this experimentation usually gives way to new interests. When might this indicate a problem? Several warning signs can tip you off that your child's gender issues bear looking into. When a child does not know his or her own sex by the third birthday. When a child who constantly says that he or she prefers to be the opposite sex. When a child who consistently speaks ill of or denies his or her own sexual anatomy. And last, when a child who maintains the opposite atomic structures will develop. In absence of signs such as these, a boy playing with Barbies or a girl playing with toy guns doesn't concern me anymore than a girl playing with Barbies or a boy playing with toy guns. Relax and appreciate the innocent play of your son who is able for a time to explore the world without concern. Okay, so you guys, we heard it from that particular article from Dr. Al Green. And last but not least, we have our closing works of an article in regards to gender roles and the identity. Okay, so a lot of us, of course, we know, but there are some of us who don't. With the gender roles in society, it means how we are expected to act, to speak, to dress, to groom, and conduct ourselves based upon our assigned sex. For example, women are generally expected to typically dress in feminine ways and be polite, accommodating, and nurturing. Men are generally expected to be strong, aggressive, and bold. Every society, ethnic group, and culture has gender role expectations, but they can be very different from group to group. They can also change in the same society over time. For an example, pink used to be considered a feminine color in the U.S., while blue was considered a masculine color. How do gender stereotypes affect people? A stereotype is widely accepted judgment or bias about a person or group, even though it's oversimplified and not always accurate. Stereotypes about a gender can cause unequal and unfair treatment because of a person's gender. This is called sexism. There are 4 different types of gender stereotypes. The first one being personality traits. For an example, women who are expected to be accommodating and emotional, while men are usually expected to be self-confident and aggressive. That don't always happen like that. Domestic behavior, such as some people expect that women would take care of their children, cook, clean the home, while men take care of finances, work on the car, and do home repairs. This also, that was our second thing, domestic behaviors. The third is occupations. Some people are quick to assume that teachers and nurses are women, and that pilots, doctors, and engineers are men. Okay. And last but not least, physical appearance. This is the fourth type. For example, women are expected to be thin and graceful, while men are expected to be tall and muscular. Men and women are also expected to dress and groom in ways that are stereotypical to their gender. Men wearing pants and short hairstyles, women wearing dresses and makeup. Hyperfemininity is the exaggeration of stereotyped behavior that's believed to be feminine. Hyperfeminine folks exaggerate the qualities they believe to be feminine. This may include being passive, naive, sexually inexperienced, soft, flirtatious, graceful, nurturing, and accepting. Hypermasculinity is the exaggeration of stereotyped behavior that is believed to be masculine. Hypermasculine folks exaggerate the qualities they believe to be masculine. They believe they're supposed to compete with other men and dominate feminine folks by being aggressive, worldly, sexually experienced, insensitive, physically imposing, ambitious, and demanding. These exaggerated gender stereotypes can make relationships between people difficult. Hyperfeminine folks are more likely to endure a physical and emotional abuse from their partners. Hypermasculine folks are more likely to physically and emotionally abusive to their partners. Extreme gender stereotypes are harmful because they don't allow people to fully express themselves and their emotions. For example, it's harmful to masculine folks to feel that they're not allowed to cry or express their sensitive emotions. And it's harmful to feminine folks to feel that they're not allowed to be independent, smart, or assertive. Breaking down gender stereotypes allows everyone to be their best selves. So how can you fight these gender stereotypes, which you have always seen around you? You may have also experienced sexism or discrimination based on gender. There are always ways to challenge these stereotypes to help everyone, no matter their gender or gender identity, feel equal and valued as people. First of all, we have to point it out. That is our first step. Magazines, TV, film, and the internet are full of negative gender stereotypes. These things are hard unless they are pointed out. Be that person. Talk with friends and family members about the stereotypes you see. And help others understand sexism and gender stereotypes can be hurtful. Second, be a living example. Be a role model for your friends and family. Respect people regardless of their gender identity. Create a safe space for people to express themselves in their true qualities, regardless of what society's gender stereotypes and expectations are. Speak up if someone is making a sexist jokes and comments, whether online or in person. Challenge them. And last but not least, give it a try. If you want to do something that's not normally associated with your gender, think about whether y'all are going to be safe doing it. If you think you will, give it a try. People will learn from your example. If you have been struggling with gender identity and expectations, you are not alone. It may help you to talk to a trusted parent, friend, family member, teacher, or counselor. All right, everybody. Whew. We learned a lot this morning. I talked about a lot. Definitely so. But I have a closing statement for you guys today. And my closing statement is, today, everyone, leave with an open mind. Having an open mind for everybody will be in an ideal world. However, be careful in bringing awareness to your children and being able to accept and acknowledge people for who they are and not what they do. This is in regards to a person's careers, occupation, and not judging a book by its cover based on your own perceptions and opinions. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for dropping your content and feedback. I appreciate you. You guys have a blessed Sunday. I will definitely see you guys same time, same place tomorrow. See ya.